call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
Don't consent to recording of my call. Sorry to call so late, but needed to find out if anyone has the ability to verify when Judge John Gerard was hired as a U.S. District Judge, what year and who appointed him. Was it Clinton or Obama? Also, did Brandy ever reply to your text message regarding moving the equipment off the farm?
You know, I got Debbie and Brandy mixed up, and I haven't had a chance to reach out to Brandy yet. Let me make sure I still got her in my contacts. But Debbie made it clear that she's not Brandy, and I kind of get mixed up the whole people thing. Let's see if I got. Let's see if I got Brandy and.
Well, I'll try to get it tomorrow if you don't have it. Not a problem.
I got her. No, that's all right. I got her number, and I'll send her the text of the audio where you mentioned her.
Okay. And if the lady across the pond sent me some information back in March regarding this sovereignty issue in Oklahoma and the Creek Nation, they referenced a case in 1984. There was a Supreme Court case called Solemn v. Bartlett, spelled SOLEM, versus Bartlett, BARTLETT, 1984 U.S. Supreme Court case. Had to do with the Native American reservations, and that if the Congress did not abolish in my case, the Arapaho Nation's reservations completely, then regarding the issue of tribal sovereignty still exists, and the issue of where they arrested me would have been on the Arapaho Nation's reservation land, and that could have potentially changed some things. But effectively, at the bottom of the line is that the U.S. District Court doesn't have jurisdiction over determining if an ambassador is an ambassador. That's an exclusive purview of the executive if they want to recognize you, and the Supreme Court, not a U.S. District Judge. They have absolutely no jurisdiction whatsoever, and there's no body of law that allows them to do that. They don't have that right. Anyway, that's all I've got. I just wanted to mention that if anybody has the ability, I can. While I'm on lockdown, I don't have access to the library, and I don't know that the information they would provide me would be accurate because they don't actually print out anything. They just write it down and give it to you and let you hope that it's correct when it could be totally wrong.
Yeah. I got it. Well, I sent the text to Brandy, so I'll let you know if she replies next time I talk to you. So, and I still can't believe you haven't got the letter that I wrote about the Chilcotin Nation and Canada, but maybe you'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the issues that they might have retrieved it or have somebody else retrieved it to prevent me from getting that, because it might be that if I present that to this judge in this court, they'll realize, oh, okay, so Canada recognizes this as a sovereign nation, and this as a sovereign nation, they have the ability to appoint me as an ambassador, which would mean, irrespective of recognition, the United States doesn't have jurisdiction over me via the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. And as it is, he's operating under the premise that the Chilcotin Nation does not exist, even though I've quoted to him the cases and the historical precedents that proves, the Canada recognizes the Chilcotin Nation. The Great Britain, King George recognized the Chilcotin Nation in 1763. Most recently, a Supreme Court case in Canada in 2014, and then the Ninkadeni Accord in 2016. So it goes on and on and on that this is a nation that's been around. It's a sovereign nation of sovereign people, not a corporation created off a fictitious sheet of paper where people believe in something that's just a made-up country like the United States. I know that offends certain people that worship a man-made government, but the reality is that this is a people with a culture and boundaries and a history and a language, all their own. They have their own language, their own culture, their own history, The United States doesn't have its own language. They speak a foreign language. It's called English. Anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia entry. John Melvin Gerard was appointed by Barack Obama. He assumed office on February the 6th of 2012.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So he's an Obama appointee, which pretty much makes him a piece of human garbage as far as I'm concerned.
Well, somebody had told me that he was appointed by Clinton, so it could be that maybe he was appointed as a magistrate or some other position. I mean, he's an old guy, unless he just became a judge at a later point in life, because that's 6 years ago, and dude looks like he's in his 70s.
Yeah. Well, his picture on Wikipedia makes him, he looks like he's in his early 60s, so like you said, that's probably an old picture. But
no, he looks totally different now. I've seen that picture, and it's in the Blue Book, and I saw that in 2012. He looks like 100 miles of bad road.
Yeah, I got you.
He looks really rough now. I mean, seriously, he looks totally different.
Well, he was born.
Rough.
Yeah, he was born on November the 2nd, 1953. So that's 47 plus 19. So say 47 plus 20 would be. Yeah, he's probably around 66, 65, something like that.
He's aging fast now.
Yeah. Well, doing evil for the devil must be hard on the man, because I don't even consider Barack Obama a legitimate president. He had a,
I am confident that evil eats at their soul, even if they're, oblivious to it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, that's why a lot of the prosecutors in our country have to do drugs and all kinds of methamphetamines just to be able to go to sleep at night or be able to wake up and function, because they have to do drugs in order to have a conscience, because they know they've destroyed so many innocent lives.
Yeah, and see, the guy I ran against for county executive in 2006, he has a history of having these parties where they have these teenage girls come in and provide entertainment, as it were.
Yeah.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
There's a little discretion there, but, guys that used to work at the prison used to say, the guy that you sued, this guy's a really bad guy. And the prosecutor, he's an alcoholic and his wife is a drunk. They're really bad people. And, oh, by the way, when she died, he moved her body over so that it would not show that she killed herself in a car wreck. And, they shredded his car the next day. The people there at the prison know the evil that these people in charge are perpetrating. They just don't say nothing because they're afraid for their own lives.
Yeah, a lot of the wardens I found out, one in particular had a DWI and he had a wreck, and they didn't prosecute the warden. And it's like, how do these people get away with this sort of thing?
And Donna Turner, the homosexual Donna Turner, convicted.
Thank you for using GTL.